You were in the second lane?
I was in that GMC.
Okay, and you were coming straight?
I was coming, to make the turn.
Oh, you were going to make the turn, okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay? You're not injured or anything?
I'm fine.
Were you wearing your seatbelt?
Huh?
Wearing your seatbelt?
Yeah, I have a seatbelt on. I always have a seatbelt on.
How are y'all doing? Who was driving the van?
Me.
You were driving?
Yes, sir.
Were you by yourself?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what happened?
Well, I don't know. I come in straight. I wait on the stop light, and I come in straight, and I put something on my van.
From what was explained, the guy in the van was driving straight in the number 1 lane, which at that intersection you have the option to turn left or drive straight. And from what it sounds like, she was in the number 2 lane where you're obligated to only drive straight, and she tried to turn left from the number 2 lane and struck the right front of his vehicle. So sounds like she's going to be at fault for this crash. So yeah, the worst crashes to try to investigate is FSGIs, FSRAs, failure to stop and render aid. It's almost impossible to solve most of the time because there's not a whole lot of evidence unless they happen to lose a license plate, or you got really good video footage where there's a license plate available. The FSRA that I've worked that sticks out to me the most that I haven't been able to solve yet happened December of 2020. It's an auto-pedestrian crash. Male was walking on the road and he got struck by a vehicle. In that situation, the pedestrian was actually at fault for the crash, so there really wasn't a reason for the vehicle that struck him to leave. And they didn't stop, they didn't try to check on him, they just drove off. So that kind of situation, if you hit somebody, at least try to stop and render aid to them. Try to call for EMS, because sometimes the faster you get EMS there, the better chance they have of living. In this situation, I was looking for a Volvo SUV, which in the area of town that it happened, there's a lot of these Volvo SUVs. I think I pulled up registrations for 60 or 70 of them that matched the description. So I had to go to all these different houses and check all these different SUVs, and that was just in a 5-mile radius of where the crash happened. That's not even including, the body shops. That's not including all the rest of the general Houston area where these SUVs could be. So right now we're headed to the 6,000 block of Barker Cypress Road. Report of a 4-vehicle crash, and there's actually possibly an intoxicated driver involved with it.
Were you stopped on the stop sign? Okay, you fully stopped. Okay.
You're gonna see the video, and you're gonna see I didn't meet nobody.
Right.
I didn't see or met up with anybody,
Okay.
and pretty much I was trying to do just that.
Okay. 3 cars total.
Okay.
Right? So she's coming out of this subdivision. So you have 2 cars and a witness.
Okay.
This car was hit, and the car over there. So they're driving northbound on Barker Cypress.
Okay.
One of them said that she just pulls out in the center, in the middle of the intersection, and just stops.
Okay.
And they couldn't stop in time, so they struck her.
Okay. After the crash happened, did y'all see her get out of the vehicle?
Oh, he jumped out immediately because she tried to drive off.
As soon as I hopped out right away, and I was like, "Who hit us? Like who?" Because I didn't want that to
thank
happen.
God, so there were a couple cars on
they
that
had to
side.
have been messed up. I knew she had to have been messed up to be like.
So you physically saw her in the driver's seat?
Yes.
Okay.
Physically saw her in the driver's seat.
All right. Look at my tip of my finger again.
So we responded to a 3-car minor accident. Nobody was injured. We determined that the at-fault driver pulled out, disregarded a stop sign, pulled out in front of traffic, and she was struck by 2 other vehicles. And we did sobriety testing on the scene and determined that she's impaired and she's not safe to operate her vehicle. So now we're moving forward with the intoxication investigation so we can find out if it's drugs or alcohol, and at the end of the day, she's probably going to end up in jail for DWI.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. A legal limit in Texas is .08.
Yeah.
You're a .144 and a .132, so clearly you're over the legal limit. So you will be going to jail today for DWI for your second offense.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right, man.
What? We'll see.
Yep. No. I'll send you that info.
Okay, cool.
Harris County is, one of the leading counties in the nation when it comes to intoxicated drivers and fatality crashes. And a perfect example of that is one of our sergeants, Sergeant Ramon Gutierrez, was just killed by an intoxicated driver. Unfortunately, we had to investigate our own sergeant's death in that case, just because somebody decided that they wanted to go out and drink, get intoxicated, and drive home. And somebody paid the ultimate price for that.